Hi, welcome everybody, it's Mike Newton down here at Lytham Golf Academy. This video we're going to look at the new Ping driver, the G400 Max. So obviously Ping have launched G400 towards the end of 2017 there. Since its launch it's been hugely popular. We've done a lot of sales here at the Academy through fitting. I think Ping themselves have, probably for the first time I've known for a long time, were slightly behind with build just because of the high demand of the irons when it originally launched. That's all been caught up with now, there's no issues. But obviously that's proven it's a very popular product and we're seeing some really good performances of it. So now they've introduced the G400 Max. So Max is basically more forgiving, bigger head. So we're seeing a 460cc head here now where the just the standard G400, I think top of my head is a 445. So slightly smaller head, but this is 460cc. So very similar look at the bottom of the club and obviously on the top. Obviously we're seeing a larger appearance head size. Still got the Dragonfly in there, still got turbulators on there. The sole looks quite similar, but again a little bit longer from front to back of the club. Now the tungsten weighting on the bottom is now positioned in an extreme back position, and the copper sort of weight that's in there is a heavier weight now. So basically that is lowering CG, pulling it further back from the club face, which we know it helps to increase MOI, moment of inertia, twisting, more forgiving, I should say less twisting, more forgiving, and making the base of the driver more user friendly for maybe that sort of mid to high handicap golfer who needs that little bit of help. Now inside the head, Ping have done some like rib sort of sections on the interior of the driver here. This is basically to help with sound of the club. So they're trying to, I think as they push boundaries on face and make the club bigger, obviously sound can change as you strike the golf ball. So they've put some like rib sections in the inside of the head. Obviously you can't see these, and this is all sort of breaking up sound waves and making the sound still quite appealing without it being too loud to the ear as you're striking the golf ball. So one of the biggest changes visually is the face of the golf club here. Now we've got a forged face, and we've now got some little grooves on the heel and the toe, and just some etching in there, which I think will probably frame the ball quite nicely there. Now what Ping is sort of saying is they've roughed up this face a little bit, create a little bit more friction to reduce spin, which sounds a bit confusing because you think more friction, you think of the wedges, they create more friction on the face or more rougher face actually increases spin, but this is to decrease spin. So it'll be interesting to look at that maybe on some numbers through launch mode of spin numbers there. But with a forged face, they're calling this a TS9 plus forged face. So basically it's more flexing, so again trying to increase that ball speed across the club face. Okay, so there's the techie bit out of the way here. Let's get hitting some golf balls. We've got GC2 HMT set up here, so obviously we'll give you some feedback with some numbers and a little bit of feedback on looks and feel, a little bit on that sound as well, and then we'll see how the Ping G400 Max Driver performs. Right, okay, so we're going to start hitting some golf balls here with G400 Max. Now, as I sort of just mentioned before, as I put that down by the golf ball, it's pretty big. It's a big appearance. It's a true 460cc, sort of stretched back from that front to the back edge of the golf club there. Definitely a that larger appearance than the standard G400 head, but still the same graphics in terms of that Dragonfly technology on the top, and obviously got the turbulators just on the crown of the club here. So we're going to get this first one sort of hit here. Okay, that's a good strike there. Struck that really well. I'll just turn that over there though. It does appear to sit a little bit towed in at address, which doesn't really suit me because my miss would generally be left, but that's, it's got out there, 268 sort of carry. That's not bad. I've sort of hit my drives carry wise, good strikes sort of 270s into sort of 280s there, but I think also this drive isn't really geared for me. I think with that MOI or that centre of gravity really pull back and down, that's going to increase a little bit of spin, I would sort of suggest really, which isn't great for me because obviously my spin generally is a little bit higher. I'm trying to keep that sort of spin down. So it's probably not a drive that would suit me, but obviously it would suit probably a golfer who needs to maybe get that ball launched and wants that ultimate forgiveness, bit more speed off the club face. That's probably where this drive would be suited, probably more that mid high handicap or that slightly slower sort of swing speed. Okay, that's not a bad strike here. Again, it seems to be hanging in that air for quite a long time. I think the spin number's going to be a little bit high here for me personally. It's not a bad distance, 287 finishing up. Yeah, I spun at 3,000, so a little bit higher than that first one I hit there. Probably just cut that a touch lower in the face, but it felt like I hit middle, to be honest. Which again, probably a little bit more that higher MOI, that forgiveness there. You might just not quite feel those slight miss hits that you maybe would do, for instance, maybe the standard G400 head. Right, okay, so there's one left and one slightly right here now, so let's try and get this one going down the middle here, if we can. That's a good strike. That's a better flight. Now, I've hit that slightly high up in the face, and I can see that difference of flight there. That'll be spinning a little bit differently, I'm guessing here. So a little bit more length out of that, carrying that into 273 there. That spawn at, yeah, just under 2,400. So there's that difference of 600 rev spin. Probably a little bit of that higher and lower on that club face strike that's changed that sort of number there. But that was a really sort of nice, highish ball flight for me. But definitely looked to be going a little bit more that way with that better spin number. Now I have got this the hazardous shaft here, 6.0 stiff, which is a little bit more of my sort of shaft that would suit me to try and keep my spin down a little bit more here. Now obviously standard this will come in the Alta CB, which is a lot lighter, a lot softer, so generally that mid to high handicapper will probably want that little bit of give in the shaft to help get a little bit more club head speed. And get a little bit more sort of forgiveness. But it's all to do with sort of obviously spin characteristics for that particular player. And again, this is the importance of maybe coming in, getting fit, because there's a few shaft options. We've got neck sleeve on here, like you've got on the standard G400, which is going to alter loft a little bit, to really sort of dial it into your club delivery. Okay, that's not a bad shot there. It's just seemed to climb that a little bit. Yeah, it's dropped off a little bit of distance there. Only 259. That's not too bad. 2,800 sort of spin there. So it is a little bit on the higher side for me. Right, okay, let's go and look at those numbers in a little bit more detail and see how G400 Max Driver is performing. Right, let's have a look at some numbers. So 112 club head speed, 160 ball speed. Ball speed a little bit down there, 155. That last one was quite low there. Not quite sure why. It felt like a decent strike. But then again, club head speed was low. Again, not intentional there, but obviously that's what I've delivered. Launched it about 10.5 degrees. Now this is pretty good number, spinning at sort of 2.7. So for a low CG placement that's very much back in the club face, generally would promote a slightly higher sort of spin characteristic there, which is good for the player who maybe hasn't quite got the speed there, who's wanting to keep that spin, to keep the ball in the air, then good. But for me, it's not a great thing. So obviously my optimum spin number would get around that 2,000 mark is when I hit some longer sort of tee shots there. So, but to be honest, I thought that might be higher. So that's not a bad number there. So carry 266, 289, I say, give a little bit up with that spin number there. But you can probably see my best one there, 272 carry. You can see that's when that spin got down to 2.3, which is that slightly higher in the club face sort of strike. Okay guys, there I have it, Ping G400 Max Driver. So again, another probably for me good solid product from Ping. They don't really make bad products. It's a nice addition to the current G400 range that they're offering. So as I say, this is probably suiting more of that sort of mid to high sort of handicap golfer. Maybe somebody hasn't got as much speed, needs the forgiveness, wants something a little bit hotter off the club face, keeping that spin up a little bit to keep that ball in the air, and I think G400 Max would fit in there really sort of nice. Having said that, they are signing a few new players, and we actually are seeing the Max in their bags, which is really sort of interesting. Obviously those guys will have it very much tuned in to hit the right sort of numbers, but interesting, even those guys, obviously the best players in the world, they're going for the more forgiving option. It's just very interesting to sort of see. I don't think it'll be in every Ping Tour player's bag, but it is sort of seen a little bit out there on tour. So with that heavy weight at the back, tungsten pull back, bigger CC head there, ultimate forgiveness, forged face, a little bit faster ball speeds, could be the good driver for you if you're in that sort of category. But as always, and everything we always just sort of stress here is obviously go and get fitted. There's a lot of shaft options. Obviously you've got the current G400 range, SF Tech, LS Tech, standard head, now G400 Max. There's a lot of options, but options are great because it can really dial it in, fine tune it for you as an individual and your club delivery. But you've got to get measured launch monitor, good fitter with all the options to go through that sort of process. Okay guys, thanks very much for watching. Do appreciate watching the videos. Comment down below, let me know your thoughts on G400 Max. Is that something you'd go out and try? Is it on your radar to sort of go and test yourselves? Comment down below, let me know. Follow my social media platforms or on the links in the description below. Obviously hit that subscribe button, very much appreciated, and hopefully we'll catch up with you all very soon.